Thanks. And okay.
Good. Okay, I'm gonna put it this way because Casey's here too. Here he is. Hey guys, welcome to Super Saturday. We are here in Salt Lake with our kids. They just finished their first half marathon, and so we're super excited. They worked really hard, and I don't know if you saw my live last night, but I just thought it was kind of cool how the process of what they went through to train is really what we do with our clients. Is we help them to have a plan to follow that allows them to be successful. It helps them gain confidence in their ability to be successful. They have results because they start to get stronger mentally and physically, and they have a community, and I love that. And I think that it goes hand in hand with our community of coaches. And when we come together on Saturday, I think it really helps us. And I just want to do a shout out to those who did a live.
Woo!
Congrats. It is scary. We all are here. We didn't die. Oh, my kids are now all getting in the car. So sorry.
Ow.
Okay. We didn't give them a heads up. So we're going to have all these kids getting in the car.
Yeah, let's show all this. We got Libby looking at her stinky feet, and it smells in here. There's Mr. Gabers. Libby finished 7th in her group, and Gabe finished 4th in his group. And Isaac was the best cheerleader in the world today. Guy rocked it.
So anyway, community support and coming together, and just those lives. I think we all kind of had a little bit of peer pressure, right? A challenge. And Heather sent out a cool TED talk to her team about doing a live. Well, to do a live, but to kind of inspire them and help them. And they all just did so amazing. So thanks for sharing your heart this week and planting those seeds. And again, maybe it'll yield something this week. Maybe it won't, but that's the whole point, is that we're just planting seeds. And
can I comment on that?
Yeah.
So I think you can do this, but again, I'm a newbie to Facebook, and you should never drive and do a Zoom thing too at the same time. But AIM, you can re-share other coaches' posts, right?
Yeah.
So, like they're live, right?
I think.
So
you share a video.
I would imagine. So one of the things as I've been looking at what everybody's been doing, if there's something that I know resonates with someone who's thinking about coaching, sending them that live. Like, that's the cool thing about it, is there's now 10 or 12, or I don't know how many people actually went through and did it, but that's something to repost to somebody else to say, not only is here's why I'm coaching, but here's why another team member is coaching, because everybody's why was a little bit different. So I think that's another cool part, is we have this like knowledge base of coaches and why they're doing what they're doing.
For sure. And along with sharing heart, Heather has this kind of has thought a lot about the process and the structure of what we do versus the heart. And I wanted her to just share a little bit about what that means and how we can apply that in this process that we're doing right now.
Yeah, perfect. And yeah, I'm definitely proud of everyone who did a live, because like Haley said, we didn't die. I mean, we thought we were going to right before, right? But yeah, so proud of all of you guys. So, you know, what Haley was touching on, you know, just talking about heart, and it's, you know, we think about coaching, and it's really where it comes from, is everything comes from our heart. And, you know, over the last, like since August, since we've started this challenge of doing the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, I've seen a shift in myself. I thought was really good in the beginning, and then it kind of wasn't good. And then I had to kind of regroup and figure out, like, wait a second, I don't feel like I'm being intentional. I feel like I'm being an order taker and literally just trying to check boxes so that I can be done for the day. Because 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 seems to be a lot of stuff to do. And it wasn't until Haley, you know, said, hey, let's do this challenge with a live, that I thought, okay, this has to come from a place of heart, authenticity. We have to be genuine. And, you know, because that's what we're putting out there in order to like reach people that want what we have, and just kind of feel comfortable, because we are talking from the heart. We're not being pitchy. We're not being salesy, because that's not what it's about. So I listened to a podcast actually by Doug Wood, and his thing was all about strategy versus heart. And it really hit home. And I applied what he said to this week. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because I think it makes like such a difference in how we show up. You know, we really need to like lose the strategy and just implement more heart in what we do, I feel like, as coaches. And I'm not saying everybody's doing this. I'm kind of preaching this to myself as how I kind of work through it this week. We all know the techniques in what we do, right? Like we do these certain things with like likes and comments and adding friends and doing the message thread to create those conversations, because it also helps the algorithms and all that stuff. But, you know, if we're just being strategic about what we're doing, it's going to lead to frustration. And that's kind of where I was at. Cause it's like, I felt like I was saying, I was just doing all the things just to get them done. So then I didn't, you know, wasn't scrambling at the end of the day. But what I realized is that I didn't actually feel like I was showing up genuinely. Like when I was sending those messages out, I was just like sending it to get it done. Like, hey, it's been a long time. How are you? And a lot of times people would never respond. And so then this week I took the approach of really being intentional and looking at their Facebook page and then taking that to conversation about something specific and doing that with every single person. And it's incredible how those conversations have evolved, and they're still happening. So, you know, if you're having 10 conversations a day and you're leading with your heart versus just trying to get that birthday wish out or like get that, oh, hey, it's been like 10 years. How's the family? Like, I think all of that is fine, but you need to insert the piece where it's like you genuinely care and want to know what's going on in their world. My message box fills up ridiculously now. Now it's like, okay, I have to be intentional in responding to keep those conversations going. But through that, I feel like more people are now reaching out because they feel like you care, right? You care and they want to know more about what you're doing, or just, that isn't always how the conversation ends. But I just feel like, you know, if we're working heart versus strategy, it's going to be more meaningful, and the depth of the conversations are going to go so much further. So I just kind of wanted to share that because I think like we get so methodical in what we do. And so, I don't know, just kind of just doing it to do it. So definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And that's kind of where I was at. And I just, if you guys don't listen to his podcast, he is another good one to kind of plug in and just kind of pick up some of his good stuff. So that's all I really had.
Thank you so much. That's huge. I think it's interesting too that sometimes it takes a process to start in order to get the heart behind what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like Olivia, for instance, when she started training, she did not like running. She was going through the motions. She was following the calendar. She would go on the run. And then all of a sudden, like 2 or 3 weeks in, she was like, I actually really love running. And I think it changed the course of why her reason for running. And she kind of got passionate about it. And so you almost have to start at a process so that you have the foundational work in place, and then you add the heart, and that is the magic. I think that is the magic. So thank you so much for sharing that. Does anybody have any wins of the week that they want to share today? Anything awesome? Or like how your live went, how you felt about it, and if you're going to do any more. Just take yourselves off mute. No one? Anyone? Kelly, how was your live? Tell me about it. You have to just take yourself off mute.
It was horrible. I was terrified. But I did it. I just pressed live and went for it. And then I felt better. So yeah, I'll probably do more. It's just, I don't know, getting the courage to do it.
Right? It's true.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That was the hardest.
Do things scared. And I'm like, I don't want to do things scared. I don't like to be
Right.
scared. But sometimes you just have to switch that. There's a I can't remember who it is. No, I'm forgetting. Mel Robbins said that fear and excitement are actually the same emotion in your body. So if you just tell your brain that you're excited about something rather than fearful or scared, that it's really the same emotions, but it can kind of change the perception of it in your brain. And she said whenever she goes on stage, she always is just like, I'm so excited. And she said it's just kind of changes that mindset a little bit. Anyone else? All right. You want to close it up?
Yes, well done. Sorry, I'm trying not to hit pedestrians and figure a way out of this parking lot.
Yeah, we're kind
But
of
awesome. Thank you all for being here again. Half the battle's just showing up, so thank you very much.
So I would just say a challenge this week would be to lead with your heart a little more. I really liked that focus and what Heather said about messaging people and going to their page, seeing what's going on in their life and trying to connect with them on a real level. That's definitely something that I need to do better at. So I would say that would be a great challenge for all of us to do this week. Thank you for being on. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Take care.